Good Thursday practice. Guys are bouncing around really good. I think they're excited for back-to-back opportunities at home, and it was great to get a win last week. Got to keep it going this week and finish out this season strong. That's say questions.
Jared with the Daily News, is there anybody new this week expected to miss the game that maybe you haven't missed these last couple weeks?
No, not from an injury. Nothing new on an injury report. Concern. We've talked about Dayton Wade, and he may be out for the season. We'll see if he can make it back for Charlotte, but probably out for the season. Got some bumps and bruises and those kind of things, but we'll be fine. We got what we need.
A lot of the offensive talk, it sounds like it comes down to execution. That's the word that a lot of people are using. It's a word that a lot of coaches use in a number of different sports. What specifically execution-wise needs to be different to get more points on the board for you guys this week?
I think from an execution standpoint, the everyday things we're doing fine. We're solid. The ball's moving for the most part. The run game's solid. Piggy's doing a good job as far as the short and intermediate stuff. I think he's managing the offense well. The two biggest things that are glaring was the explosive plays down the field. We got the good one early on the first drive last week. But you got to have a couple of those, and that's what's been lacking. And the second thing is once you get in the red zone, you got to find the end zone. And so those are really the two most glaring things. Other than that, the everyday stuff, running the football, throwing the ball with a decent completion percentage, taking care of the football, all those things are happening. But, you got to have the explosive plays.
With some of these teams that they've played, I asked Coach White about this the other day, Coach Ellis, they've faced a lot of dual threat quarterbacks, but different styles, with Willis and O'Hara and Posey from FAU. With Piggy being a dual threat guy, does that change the way that you want to use him in this game, seeing how other teams did against FIU?
Well, I think it helps that he's a dual threat guy, and we always, in every game we play, we have a package for him as far as being able to run him. We'll have to see how this game's going, and he always gets a couple runs here or there called for him in a game, but he's done a nice job for the last couple of weeks where he's managed the offense well. We've handed it to the back more, haven't called his number as much. I think that's been a good plan, but we always will have a package there. If we need to run him, we'll run him if we need to.
With the defense, the way they've been playing, have you noticed anything different in practice? A little extra juice, a little extra pep in their step heading into this game just because of their success?
No, it always helps, and they're always got a lot of juice. They're always hustling pretty good. Our whole team is, to be honest with you. I know offensively, sometimes it's hard because you're not having a lot of success, but those guys are, moving around great, and from a team aspect, we're as good as we can be. We're for each other. We're a tight brotherhood. We believe in each other. We back each other's play. So I think as a whole, we're in a good place as a team. But defensively, yeah, we got a lot of momentum right now, and that's awesome, especially late in the season. You want your defense to have momentum late in the season.
I know you talk all the time about playing a good team football game in all aspects of the game, but looking at this FIU game, is there a biggest key that you can find that you think is going to lead to a victory?
I think from a defensive standpoint, they got, some big backs that can move the ball. They're averaging, pretty good rushing yardage. So we got to be able to limit the run game. And they're big backs, so I'm sure they'll make a couple nice runs. But we got to be able to stop the run game, get the quarterback off his spot. We've been pressuring the quarterback good. They've played a couple guys. We got to get after the quarterback. And then really offensively, like we talked about earlier, it just comes down to making those explosive plays. And hopefully we can do that.
Coach, Taryn Johnson, WKY 40. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late there, Coach.
Welcome to the party.
I got locked out of the building. I was like, trying to get in. Coach, you ended last season on a 4-game win streak. Obviously, 3 of those games being in the regular season and then the bowl win. And now you have an opportunity to do the exact same thing this year with a 3-game win streak to end the regular season and potentially a bowl. How important is being able to end the regular season strong? And is that anything that you and your guys are thinking about at this point in time?
Yeah, we're thinking about it a lot. You hear me say all the time, take it one game at a time. I don't like to talk about ahead of things. But to answer your question, this game is an important game. We want to finish strong. Charlotte coming up is going to be a really important game, going to be a tough game. It really is. They're a good football team. But to say, hey, you can go finish out the season with 3 wins, that would be great. You don't ever know what the bowl scenario is going to be, so I would think you have an opportunity there if it plays out, but really the bowl situation's not on our mind. It's more about, okay, let's go get this win and continue the momentum, and our guys are flying around pretty good right now. I mean, I've been really impressed with how they're doing and how they're practicing. So it's a good feeling. We just like you say, we got to finish strong.